Hey everyone, it's Jen B, and welcome to my studio. Today I am going to be working on taking these copper turquoise stones and turning them into a pair of earrings. So let's get to work. Alright, so these are the stones that I want to work with today. They are called copper turquoise, and I believe that they are a composite of turquoise and a copper material. At least from the research that I've done, that's what these are. And I want to make these into post earrings and then have a drop or a dangle coming off of them. And my original idea was to do some piercing work, like do a design like this or a design like this, and that would be the dangle that came off of the stones. And I started to, and I actually recorded quite a bit, and here is the piece that I pierced out. I was really struggling with this. I have a lot of hand strength issues, and today my hands did not want to cooperate, and holding the metal down, because when you're piercing out, you have to use your non-dominant hand to hold the metal while you're piercing, and sometimes you have to hold it down pretty tight so that it's not moving around as you're sawing. And my left hand was just really cramping and didn't want to put any sort of effort into holding the piece down. It was bad. I kept having to take breaks. I kept getting off track, and I don't know if I can get it to focus. It just didn't come out the way that I expected, the way that I wanted to. So I'm going to scrap that, and I'm going to reevaluate and figure out exactly what I want to do. Okay? So I have a couple of ideas. Grabbing a piece that I had over here on my bench. I definitely want to make these posts with a dangle. So I have a couple of options. I can take a design like this and just cut the outside out. Like, I think my hands would cooperate enough to do that today and make that the dangle, perhaps kind of curve it or something. Or there is a book that I have and recently took a class on this type of, I don't know if I can get this in the camera. It's called Folding and Scoring the Metal. And so like that, those ideas are fresh in my mind because I just took a class on a student in a student group that I'm a part of. And that technique seemed very, very intriguing. So that's a possibility that I might do. Or I found in all my scraps and stuff something that I had made, a component that I had made a while ago. These are copper that I roll printed a lace texture on and then drilled some holes. That hole is not centered, but that's all right. If I decide to use these, it'll be what it is. But anyway, I had cut these rectangles out, curved them, and put a hole in it, and then never did anything with it. So that could definitely be a possibility to dangle that. We'll see. I am going to try the scoring and folding technique on this piece of metal. I'm going to roll print it, and then I don't know if I'm going to use this design or not. Actually, before I even roll print it, let me take a look at my stencils and see if there is a stencil that I would like to use. I might use one of these marquee shapes to do the scoring and folding? I think possibly. So I just want to choose the scale. Oops. I'm thinking this one will be the correct scale. So I'm going to trace that onto some sticker paper and use that one for the technique. Roll printed. I have already annealed this piece of copper, so it is nice and soft and should take a very nice imprint. I will move the camera over to my rolling mill so that you get a look at it, but I will get this roll printed and then get these shapes traced and cut out, and I will try the score folding technique. I don't even know if that's what you call it. We'll call it a score and fold technique, and we'll see how it goes. And I think that this plate is the one that I'm going to use. I think that'll be really pretty with those pieces of turquoise. Okay, so I've got my copper on the plate and some paper towel here. And I'm going to hope that it prints nicely. That was loud. Okay, let's see how it printed. Not too bad. Not too bad. Nice texture. Annealing the metal before you roll it through the rolling mill definitely helps. I probably could have gotten even deeper of a print, but that's okay. But we're going to go with it. I'm just going to take a moment to flatten this out. Okay, we've got my metal flattened for the most part. It'll be fine. So I'm going to trace off on some sticker paper the template that I want to use. This is just label paper. And I think I had decided the fourth one in. I'm going to draw a couple of different ones because I need to create the lines for the scoring and folding. And I'm not exactly sure yet what kind of design I want for that. I'm going to get a new Sharpie marker soon. I am not very good at freehanding things, so I grabbed a French curve from my sewing supplies. And I am just going to start to doodle something. On here. Okay, that might be okay. But I'm going to try to, let's see, switch the curve more in the middle. See how I like that. Okay, yeah, I definitely like that one. What do we think? Yep, I think I like that one. So I may photocopy this on my printer. Okay, I have got the design applied to the metal. I'm going to get these sawed out. I do have a just little baking sheet as my catch pan to catch the copper dust. I'm considering doing a project using silver dust, and so I don't really want to contaminate my silver dust with copper. So let's get these sawed out. Okay, I got these pieces cut out, and while I was cutting them out, I realized that this curvy line that I'm going to be scoring and then folding needs to be on the back side, and I put the sticker on the front side. So once I get the shape refined, I will need to transfer this curvy line to the back. You know, sometimes things just don't go the way that you want them to. Okay, I'm going to start to file and refine the shape a little bit here. I will do some more refining after I burn the paper off, but having the paper there kind of helps from the front side kind of see what I'm doing a little bit. So I am going to head over to my soldering area and just very quickly burn off this sticker and then apply the line that I need to be carving onto the back. So I will be right back. Okay, so I am back and I have transferred my curve onto the back of my piece. I have gone ahead and carved the metal along this piece, and this is where we're going to fold it, or it'll be folded along that score. So I'm going to do the same with this piece, and the tool that I'm using is, I think this is called a cutoff wheel. This is just a small one to help with the curves. So I'm going to be grinding and carving a channel along that curve. So here we go. It's going to get the general shape. Wheels for my finger. I'm going to line this here a little bit. Okay, so I've got the basic outline of the line carved in, and now I'm going to spend some time really making the crevice to the point where I can see a little tiny shadow on the front, is how I understand this needs to be done. That's a little bit of time. And I'm going to keep swinging my fingers. That's going to help. I have my fingers on. That should be better. All right, so that was kind of nerve-wracking, but I've got the pieces scored, And now I am going to be folding the piece back on itself so that it folds along that line. At least that's what I am going to attempt to do. So I am going to grab some pliers. Maybe pliers aren't the way to go. This is such a small piece. Okay, so I've kind of folded it along that line where I scored it. It's definitely interesting. Not 100% sure yet how I feel about it or if I like it, but I'm gonna play around with it and see what happens. All right, so this was definitely an interesting technique. I'm gonna let this idea percolate for a little bit and like take a picture of it and see how I feel about it. I'm thinking I kind of like it. I don't know if my folding is as perfect and beautiful as I wanted it to be, but this is the first time I did it, so I'm thinking about just going with it and letting it be what it is. So I will be back in a little bit.